guys, welcome back to another vlog. This is gonna be a super casual, chill vlog. I've had a super busy few weeks and this week is pretty laid back and I am just in the biggest mood to read basically anything and everything. So I wanted to just do a casual little vlog. It's also very rainy today and I think it's gonna be rainy most of the week. So we're gonna have a cozy, rainy summer reading vlog. I'm just still in my PJs sitting on the couch, and before I get ready for the day, I am gonna sit and read for probably 30 minutes. I have my cup of coffee and my current read is It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I am really liking this book. It is just what I needed. I needed something light but also had substance. I think she does a great job of writing romance that feels believable and something that you can relate to, and it's funny, it's laugh out loud, but the characters do feel like they have substance. They're not just fluff for no reason. So I'm loving this. I'm actually highlighting in this book. I don't really know why. I just kind of felt like I wanted to highlight sentences and things that stuck out to me, or just things that I thought were written well or funny or whatever. I have no rhyme or reason to it, just whatever my little heart desires to highlight, that's what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter that much, but I made this strawberry bookmark last year and for some reason it is just super fun with the book cover because I'm a weirdo and I like to match my bookmarks with the book cover. But anyway, I have no idea how long this vlog is gonna be. It might be one day, it might be 3 days, it might be longer than that. I'm just gonna see where it takes me, see what feels right. We're just gonna read a lot of books and I'm excited to see what I'm reading next because I really want to read maybe like a YA fantasy or a mystery thriller or some other kind of general fiction summary read. I literally am in the mood for everything, and so I'm just gonna really focus on this. I'm also reading 11/22/63 by Stephen King on audiobook for book club. I have already read this book. It's one of my favorite books ever, but for a book club that I'm in, we're reading the book and it is so much fun to reread it, and I'm mostly doing audiobooks. So whenever I'm doing chores or driving or anything, I'm listening to that. I believe I'm like 30% into that book, just under 30%, and then for this one I am on page 125, chapter 14. I would love to read maybe 150 pages of this today. We'll see how much I get done, but anyway, I just wanted to take you along for a cozy little vlog. Alright, it's a little while later and I thought that I would show y'all a couple of my products that I'm loving right now because I am just really picky. I try to get clean personal care products because of the hormone disruptors and stuff that's in like traditional ones that you just find in any store. But first I'm trying this deodorant called Hume or Humie. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. It's aluminum free, phthalate free, aluminum free. Aluminum free is said on there twice. Baking soda free, it's probiotic powered, and I don't think there's any fragrance in it, and if there is, it's like naturally derived fragrance. I'm actually really liking this. I have extremely sensitive skin, specifically when it comes to deodorant, and I have tried, I feel like, every single clean deodorant on the market, and I have discovered that baking soda really bothers me, so I have to find baking soda free, which is really difficult to find at a store. I feel like you can order some usually, but I shop at Sprouts, so I found this one at Sprouts, and I actually have previously tried the men's brand, the, what's it called? Dr. Squatch, because it's baking soda free and it just does not work on me. Like, I feel like I stink all the time. So anyway, all this to say, I'm really liking this. I have not even had to roll it up before. Like, I've still been using this. I feel like it's gonna last me a really long time. It goes on really soft and I don't feel like sweaty and gross with it. And so I feel like this is a good grocery store option. Some other brands I've tried are Beauty by Earth, which I really liked, but it's kind of expensive. It didn't last me very long. And I have also liked Each and Every in the past. However, Each and Every I realized was leaving like stains because there's coconut oil in it. And I just didn't want to have stained clothes anymore. So I'm trying this one and I have been liking it so far. And then for my face, I really don't do a whole lot with my face. I did wash it in the shower today because I used some oil on my skin to do the dermaplaning. I think that's what it's called, like with the flat razor, just to get like some texture off of my face. But typically I just use like a warm washcloth to wash my face. And then for moisturizer, I use this argan oil from Trader Joe's. It's in a glass amber bottle and I put frankincense oil in this, so it smells good and it's good for your skin, and this has lasted me a really long time. I am an oily prone skin person, so I have to be really picky with the type of oil that goes on my skin, but my skin really likes argan oil specifically. So this is what I've been using, just warm water and this. And then today I really didn't do that much makeup, but I've discovered this brand called Versed at Target. It's a relatively inexpensive clean beauty brand. They've got skincare and makeup stuff, but this one is their brow gel, and this is like I think there's a brown color. I don't know if they have a different color or not, but I like the brown for my skin because my eyebrows are really light and I don't want it to look like I have, you know, fake looking brows. But I have enjoyed this and I like the style of brush that it is, if you can see that. It's not, the bristles are like not too long, so it's perfect for brows. And then this is called, I think this is called Mood Lighting. It's kind of rubbed off. I've been using it, but it is basically like a glow serum, and you can kind of tell, that it kind of has this bronzy kind of look to it, but then it rubs into your skin and it leaves you just glowy and not, like, it gives a tiny bit of tint but not really. So anyway, that is all that I have on my face, and this is the deodorant I've been liking. And this is such a random segment. I don't usually do this kind of stuff in my videos, but I just felt like talking about it. I have been listening to 11/22/63 on audiobook as I've been getting ready and kind of cleaning a little bit, and I need to put some laundry away, hang up some clothes, and I'm going to continue listening to that. I figured out I'm listening to this book at 2 times speed. I usually don't do that, but I think for this one I'm able to because I've read it before. I'm still able to comprehend what's going on, but I figured out that I have like 10-ish hours left if I listen at 2 times speed. So I think that if I just read that book for at least an hour a day for the next couple days, I'll definitely be able to finish it before book club. Also, I don't know why Audible has not done percentages yet. Like, they've been around long enough. This is such a hot take maybe, but they need to tell you what percent of the book you're in. It's so annoying to me that I have to go do math to calculate what percent I'm in. Thankfully, I have the actual book, so I usually just like find the page I'm in the book to discover what percent or how far I'm into the book. But anyway, let me know if you also agree with that. Okay, it is sometime later. I've been reading outside. It is drizzly, rainy, and so cozy, and the temperature's cooler, which has been really nice. It's been way too hot. But anyway, I have a reading update for It's a Love Story. I literally just set a timer for an hour to see how much I could read. I read about 30 pages an hour. I'm consider myself like a slow reader, and I'm totally fine with that, but I always read more when I don't have distractions. So my phone has been bricked and I've been reading, and I gotta admit that this morning I feel like I was kind of struggling with the book. I had a hard time liking the male main character of this. He just felt like a brick wall. Like, I feel like the female main character was just talking to a brick wall the whole time. And I reached out to my mom and another reading friend who has read this and loved it, and I was like, I'm struggling, and they were like, keep going, like, he finally opens up, it gets better. I finally have gotten to a place where I like him now. I can't give spoilers obviously because I don't do spoilers on this channel, but I'm really liking this. I feel like they've had some good conversations where you kind of understand him a little bit better. He really kind of opens up his heart to Jane, who is the main character, and this is such a sweet book. I also really relate to the main character's kind of inner dialogue, and obviously the main character is a screenwriter, so the whole being in the movie world is not necessarily what I relate to, obviously, because I'm not in that world. Her just kind of unpacking her experience and like seeking what her identity is and really kind of coming to her true self, which sounds kind of cheesy, but I feel like that's kind of what she's unraveling, and I just have really appreciated her inner dialogue as she has unpacked that. And the male main character, I also relate to some of the things that he is saying about himself and his identity and the way that his family perceives him and the way that the world perceives him, and like him wanting to feel valued for who he is as his own person. I just think that this has a lot of good conversations in it that obviously are like very thought-provoking, and I feel like people can relate to it, and so I am really liking it so far. And also the romance is getting really sweet. It is very slow burn. Like I'm over halfway through the book now, but it's just now getting to a place of like maybe they have feelings for each other, and I'm loving the slow burn. So really liking this. Alrighty, it is the next day and I am so tired. If you can't tell, I am exhausted. This might be TMI, but I am on my cycle and it is just wiping me out. I feel like I can barely do anything without crashing. I have about 40 pages left of It's a Love Story by Anna Monaghan, and I am really liking this book. I feel like I had a hard time getting into this one. I think I mentioned that yesterday in a clip, but I have 40 pages left and I am gonna go make a coffee, grab my book, grab my heating pad, and I'm gonna lay in the bed and finish this book. Okay, I have finished It's a Love Story and I really enjoyed this book. I think that I'm giving this one 4 stars. It did not give me the 5-star feeling. However, I do feel like this book was very impactful for me, which is weird because you would think that like an impactful book would automatically be a 5 stars, but it didn't give me the 5-star feeling. But I just appreciate so much of what Anna Monaghan did with this book in particular. I really enjoyed seeing the main character kind of unravel these lies that she has believed about herself for so long, really discovering what is true about herself, and the love interest helps her in that, but a lot of it is just her working it out on her own as well. And I think something that's interesting is that I feel like both the male and female main characters were struggling with the same thing, but they were handling it in different ways, and that was really interesting to see how different personalities can handle something so similar. But I feel like I related a lot to the main character. I just thought it was very relatable, the lies that you believe about yourself, and sometimes you don't realize that you are literally living your life in such a way as if those lies are true. And I don't know, I just thought this was pretty profound for a romance novel. And not to mention, I feel like they were just believable characters. I believed the romance. It didn't feel forced to me, and I really appreciated it. So 4 stars for this book. Potentially, as I'm thinking about it, I could see myself changing it to 5, but for now we're gonna rest at 4 stars. There's a fly buzzing around my head and it's driving me insane. Okay, so I think the next book I'm gonna pick up is Lightlark by Alex Astor. I really didn't know very much about this, and I feel like I still don't know very much about it, but a couple years ago, or maybe 1 year ago, I saw Haley Pham reading this and said that she just fell in love with it, and I am just in the mood for some sort of YA fantasy. Last year I read the Powerless books at the pool and I just ate it up. Something about that felt so fun, like an adventure. I'm just in the mood for that. And so I have the physical book. I also have the audiobook from my library and the Kindle edition. So if I want to read it on my Kindle, I can, but I'm excited to get into this. I'm going in wanting to have a good time, but I'm okay if it's not a 5-star, if that makes any sense. I just want to read books that feel like nostalgic summer to me, so this is what I'm going with, and I'm gonna read for a few minutes just to get it started, and then I need to go start making dinner. Alright, it is actually the next day, and it is another super rainy, gloomy, cozy day, and I think my last clip was me saying that I was going to start reading Light Lark by Alex Astor. I ended up not having the time to actually start this yesterday, so that is my goal today, is to do this. I have done a lot of cleaning today. I feel like I've been productive, and tomorrow I am working, so I don't know how much reading I'll get done tomorrow, so I would really like to read kind of a decent chunk of this today. I do think I'm gonna try to do some immersive reading. I might find like a fantasy ambiance or something for the TV. I haven't had any coffee yet, and it's just gonna be a cozy afternoon. So come read with me for this afternoon. Okay, you probably can hear my husband in the background. He is playing games. It's Friday night. It's his game night with his friends. But I have a very sad update for you. The last thing I updated you on was that I was going to start Light Lark. I read like 30% of this book, and I am choosing to DNF it. I am really disappointed because I wasn't thinking that it was going to be my favorite book ever, but I did think that I was at least going to have a good time, and it does not have enough character work for me to care about it. Like, I need a reason to care about what's happening to the characters, and I have gotten zero background on her. Well, I've gotten maybe 2% background on her. Like, I need a lot more than that, and there's a ton of different world building / plot points going on with little to no explanation, and they keep like adding more in, and it just feels very confusing to me. So instead of like pushing through, which I could have done, I am choosing to DNF it. I just don't think the book is for me. If you've read this, I would love to actually chat about it and see if you had a different experience than me or if you felt the same way, but I'm putting this aside for now, and I am picking up a new book, and I've been sitting down trying to figure out what that is. I believe that I am going to start The Blue Hour by Paula Hawkins. I really like Paula Hawkins. I read The Girl on the Train forever ago and loved it so much. I've read that book twice actually. Something about the way that she does a thriller is so eerie and suspenseful, but her writing style is very artistic, and it's kind of more like, I don't want to say it's flowery, but it's just such a unique style of writing for thrillers that is kind of what I'm drawn to right now. And the book is not very long. It's like 300 pages. So I think that I am gonna cozy up and start this tonight, and I will keep you posted. I feel like every single clip lately has been me sitting in my library, but I have a reading update for you. I started The Blue Hour by Paula Hawkins last night. I only read 30 pages last night, and then most of the day today I was gone, and so I haven't read a whole lot today, but I am about to sit down and read more. So I'm 56 pages into this, and I am just eating it up. I think that Paula Hawkins is such a unique voice in the mystery thriller genre. She writes slow burn books, and I used to read a ton of Lisa Jewell. I used to read like a lot of her backlog, and the first one I ever read was Then She Was Gone. And I think what I like about her writing style is that she has short chapters, she's flipping back and forth between perspectives, and it's kind of like you have to pay attention to what she's reading, or you have to pay attention to what she's writing, because she leaves these clues along the way, and then there's just massive build up, and end of the book is just like so intriguing because it's just such a slow burn. And I used to read a lot of Lisa Jewell, and then I started not liking so much of the like vulgar kind of stuff that she tends to put in there. Some of her recent books have been pretty good and I've enjoyed them, but all that to say, Paula Hawkins reminds me sort of that, except Paula Hawkins has more of like an academic feel to it. This story specifically does, because it follows an artist, and it's kind of in the art world, like art galleries and trusts and stuff that like is in charge of sending artwork to these shows and everything. It's a little bit complicated to explain because you're just getting these pieces of information along the way, but all that to say, I'm super enjoying this, and it is just what I needed. I've been thinking about it when I have not been reading it, and I actually just sat down and I was painting because I enjoy watercolor painting. Maybe one day I'll show you guys some stuff that I do. I'm really not an amazing artist, but it's just a therapeutic, fun outlet for me. but reading about someone that is an artist in here just kind of inspired me to paint. And so I sat down and I painted for an hour. And I think that's kind of cool actually, that a book was inspiring me to do other art forms. But while I was painting, I was thinking about the story. And I don't know, there's just like an ominous, eerie vibe to the book, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and you're getting these perspectives from different people, and they're slowly meeting up, and all the stories are going to converge, and all these secrets are going to come out, and I just really enjoy it. I think she is super unique in the thriller world. She doesn't do the same format that a lot of thrillers abide by, which I think is fun, because sometimes thrillers just all feel like the exact same thing, and then it's not as shocking or fun to read anymore. So anyway, this is A Long Rainbow by Paula Hawkins. If you haven't read her, go read her. The Girl on the Train was such a good one, and there's also a movie, so if you like adaptations, I thought the adaptation was pretty good. I usually don't like them, but I thought that it was good for that one. So anyway, I also have a mini book haul because I took a bunch of books to a local bookstore that gives me credit for selling my books to them, and I don't get as much as I would if I was selling them individually, but honestly, I just won't have to deal with like shipping and having to do the coordination of selling books to different people. And so for me, it is way more worth it to just get like a bulk price from my books. So I kind of keep a stash of books that either I've read and haven't enjoyed, or books that I'm just not going to read anymore, and I unhaul those like huge bags at a time, and then I get credit for it. And so I went to drop off more books today, and I actually had some credit that I didn't know about sitting there. And so I came home with 2 new books. The first one I got is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I really like these modern library classics, the like bronze kind of spine, but I just think this is a beautiful cover. It looks very autumnal for me, so maybe this would be a good autumn read. I own, I think, all of her books except for... Is Mansfield Parker Jane Austen? Might be a dumb question. Finally got Northanger Abbey in my collection, and then I also got Broken Country. Guys, I have never seen this cover of Broken Country before. Look at this. I'm going to show you a close-up and a slow movement. Look at this. It is so beautiful. There's so many details in it. The more I look at it, the more details that I see. I have never seen this cover before, and I looked it up, and it's not the UK cover, and it was a used book, so I have no idea where this came from. So if you know where this cover of Broken Country came from, please let me know, because I'm very curious. But I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I just haven't gotten it. And so when I saw that this was a used copy with a really beautiful cover, I don't really like the lime green, lime yellow kind of color. So anyway, the inside of it also has like really cool artwork. I don't know if you can tell. So anyway, fun little book haul. I am going to get back to reading The Blue Hour by Paula Hawkins, and I will keep you posted. Hey guys, I feel like it's been a while since I've done a proper update. I am currently sitting outside with a protein shake for my afternoon snack, and I am about 180 pages into The Blue Hour. I am loving this book so much. I think that Paula Hawkins is like the top of the list for me when it comes to finding a mystery slash thriller that I enjoy. She does a good job of letting you get to know the characters and creating a creepy, ominous atmosphere, and also her books tend to be slower paced, which I feel like has a better payoff, at least for me. Sometimes I want to flip the pages, but I always enjoy myself more with the slower burn mysteries, and this one definitely is reading more like a mystery. There's like some moments that feel like it could be thriller-ish, but it's definitely more the mystery side, and I'm just loving it. I'm really enjoying my time. This actually is supposed to take place in colder months, because at the beginning of the book there were descriptions of cold weather and people putting coats on and stuff. Anyway, I think it's supposed to be colder weather in the book, but I actually am really glad that I'm reading this in the summertime, because it has to do with like being on an island and water and the tide changing, and like the water itself is kind of its own character in the background of the novel, and because of that, it feels like a good summer book to me. Anyway, I think that I'm reading this at the perfect time, and I'm just gonna sit and read this today. A lot of our plans canceled today because my sweet husband, was sick overnight, and we were up for a long time trying to deal with that, and just in case we pass anything on, we're just not going anywhere today. And so because of that, I slept in, I've had a productive day, I've cleaned my house, and I'm gonna just sit and read. I think I have like 120 pages left of the book. I have no idea if I will finish this today or not, but my goal is to stay off my phone as long as I can, to read as much as I can, and actually sit outside, because we live in the South, and the summer in the South is not comfortable at all. It gets like 90 to 100 degrees regularly with really high humidity, so it's hard to breathe. It's just not comfortable outside at all. But today, the temperature is lower, the humidity is lower, and there's a breeze, and I am gonna sit and enjoy being outside because, one, I know that I need the vitamin D and the fresh air, and two, I don't know how many more days we're gonna have like this until the fall. So anyway, this is a rambly update for me, but I'm gonna sit and read. Well, I have finished The Blue Hour by Paula Hawkins. Guys, I rated this 5 stars. I thought that I was gonna like it, but I just had such a good time with this book. It had to be 5 stars, and this is actually my first 5-star of the month, and because it's the end of the month now, probably gonna be my only 5 stars for the month, which just feels really nice. I feel like I've had a lot of DNFs and a lot of mediocre reads this past month, so it was really just kind of rewarding and fun to finally get a 5-star read. I loved this book. There were very few things that I didn't like about the book. It was so atmospheric and immersive, and I read another review where somebody described it as feeling kind of claustrophobic, and I really agreed with that, and I didn't think that it was gonna feel like that until I saw someone else describing it that way. And then I was like, you know what, I think that they're actually correct, that it does feel a little claustrophobic because it is on this island that is really hard to get in and out of, with the tide literally blocking the way to this island. And what's funny is that I feel like there weren't actually a lot of plot twists that I didn't see coming. Like, I didn't necessarily feel surprised by the plot twist, but because of the way that it was written, because of the pacing, because of the atmosphere, it just was such a good time for me, and it was a 5-star. Anyway, I think that I am finally ready to wrap up this vlog. I started this vlog over a week ago, might have been closer to 2 weeks now at this point, and I read a few different books, had a DNF, and I just hope that you enjoyed coming along on a very realistic week of reading with me. It was really fun to document this and to be able to process what I'm reading and what I'm thinking about it with you. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Bye, friends.